But let's take a stroll on X. All right. We're going to stroll on X for a little bit and let's see what the public opinion is. So let's see here. Just now, Karmelo Anthony supporters says Karmelo should have killed Austin's twin brother Hunter as well. Eesh. Okay.
They should have both been arrested. They should both have been dead. The both brothers. Both should have been dead.
Here's the thing: a lot of them are just ignorant. They're just ignorant when it comes to the law and all of that good stuff. They don't understand. Like, yo, that young man is in the wrong. And as much as it is sad that his life is being thrown away, he threw away his own life. And it's crazy how y'all want to talk about the preventative measures Austin could have taken. Well, what about the preventative measures that bro could have took? What about Karmelo? He could have just not brought a knife to school. How about starting there? How about not sitting somewhere where you're not supposed to be seated? What about that? Even if he didn't know it, or maybe he intentionally did. Those are all preventative measures he could have took as well. So it's kind of crazy how they just see nothing but fault with Austin and they see no fault with Karmelo. It's like, come on now. And I see fault with both sides, but at the end of the day, this young man did put himself in that situation. Like, let's show some accountability here. I ain't gonna lie, this lady might lose her job over that statement. I guess they made a, what was it? First trailer for the Karmelo Anthony simulator. Fuck around and find out edition.
Night. And try to beat the.
All righty. Well, let's look at it.
Get out of here.
Whoa.
In Karmelo Anthony Simulator, you can solve problems with a knife, start a GoFundMe, and become a hero overnight. And try to beat the system.
But once you're inside, the real punishment begins.
Whoa.
Karmelo.
Yo, yeah, X is the Wild West. I forgot. Wild West, the content. Whoa, I didn't see that one coming. All right, here. Unhinged Karmelo Anthony supporter performs a tribal dance outside the courthouse. I'm sorry. I'm almost afraid to turn the sound on. All right, hold on. Let's look at bro. This is comedy.
The judge as well in this case said it was not a case about race, but you cannot deny that just the facts of the case and what we've seen play out since then and what we're watching happening now is because the defendant is black, the victim is white, and that's the bottom line. But again, this is what I alluded to when I said this was brought out.
It is really tough to actually share skin color with some of these people. I'll be so honest with you. It really is. I'm gonna be real with you. It's tough being black. You got people who act like this. It really is.
Right beneath the surface. The judge as well in this case said it was not a case about race, but you cannot deny that just the facts of the case and what we've seen play out since then and what we're watching happening now is because.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what Nick Fuentes got to say.
Of sudden passion.
Let's get right into it. Like I said, we're just going to take a scroll on next. So, guys, like I said, any question, comments, jokes, or disagreements, you can go ahead and super chat it in. Appreciate the support. Let's keep it going.
The jury could have instead convicted him of the lesser offense of manslaughter or deeming the killing a crime of sudden passion, which would have given Mr. Anthony a much lower sentence, but they did not. And thank God they didn't. Finally, some accountability. I saw this and it's a huge relief. Let's say that. It is a relief that this animal that took the life of a handsome, young, white guy with his whole life ahead of him, it is a relief that this piece of human garbage was held accountable. Because it wasn't a crime of sudden passion. It wasn't manslaughter. It was murder. He brought a knife to a track meet. Who does that?
Yeah, but the premeditated part, dog, that's the one you got to prove. And there's no way to prove premeditated. Like, honestly, he could have just got, like I said, scared as soon as these guys walked over and said, hey, get up out that seat. And that's when this whole situation could have started. He didn't just wake up this morning and just say, you know what, I'm going to catch me a body. Now, that's not how it went, or that's not how I believe it went. But that's how a lot of people are trying to paint it for some reason. And here's the thing. Like, justice has been served. He's being held accountable. So, I mean, what is all this of wanting this kid to be dead and wanting him to have a longer sentence? Like, guys, like, come on now. Is this really about justice, or is this about your honestly sick wanting for more punishment or a sick bloodlust that you kind of have? Because, like, the whole death penalty argument is like, Jesus. Yeah, it's even a bit bloodthirsty there.
And it's a huge relief. Let's say that. It is a relief that this animal that took the life of a handsome, young, white guy with his whole life ahead of him, it is a relief that this piece of human garbage was held accountable. Because it wasn't a crime of sudden passion. It wasn't manslaughter. It was murder. He brought a knife to a track meet. Who does that? Who are these people in our cities, in our communities, in our schools, with our families, your children? Who does that? He brought a pocket knife to a track meet. He's in the wrong place. He's asked politely to leave. He gets shoved. He escalates it to lethal force. People like this do not belong in our.
And that's kind of where he low-key loses the self-defense argument. Like I'm saying, if somebody meets you with hands, then you got to meet them back with hands. If you turn up and just stab them with a knife or shoot them with a gun, you kind of lose that self-defense argument. Like, just keeping it real with you. And that's what a lot of people don't want to accept. I guess a lot of people want to relate it to the cops. Like, whoa, what about the cops when they shoot unarmed people? Well, you got to go case by case, because a lot of the cops sometimes shoot people because they believe they're armed. But in this case right here, like I said, he was met with hands. Austin Metcalf had no weapons on him, none that obviously none that was found or shown, and he escalated to stabbing. Like, that's where the self-defense argument gets thrown out the window. If he was to push Austin Metcalf, he fell over, hit his head, and died, then yeah, okay, cool, self-defense. Like, or he fought him and he beat his ass to death, self-defense, because he met him with equal force. But a knife, a gun, yeah, you lose that argument now.
Society. They either should be in prison forever or they should be dead. I don't want to live in a society with animals, 17-year-olds that bring guns and knives to a high school sports outing. I don't want to live in a society, I don't think anybody does for that matter, with their wives and their children, or even themselves for that matter, where that kind of thing is going on. What kind of 17-year-old has that kind of hatred and violence in their heart? What kind of 17-year-old is capable of doing something like that? I don't think any white person, with maybe some exceptions, knows anybody in their family, their extended family, in their community who's capable of doing something like this.
Bro, are you serious, Nick? Didn't a bunch of white boys just went out there and shot up a mosque? Like, dog, are you really making that argument right now? Like, I don't know. Like, bro, and this is what I don't like about Nick Fuentes. It's like he literally tries to paint white people as just these innocent saviors, these innocent people who are just victims of these violent black people. It's like, first off, y'all white people ain't that weak. So stop trying to paint yourselves as that weak. And, well, y'all ain't weak at all. But it's crazy how Nick Fuentes try to paint you guys as weak. How y'all just the victims of every other race and nothing is y'all fault. But yeah, what kills me is that he just like, I can't even imagine a white person. I even know white people who have family members that's like that. Nick, then you haven't been outside, dude. And this, you never been to the South. And dog, I'm pretty sure there's white guys bringing a knife to a track meet right now as we speak. Well, it's nighttime right now, but probably will do so when school pops back up. Like, trust me, people have done it, but they just ain't end up stabbing people. So, like, what's your argument there? And let's not pretend like a white guy can't do this as well. Like, that's kind of asinine to sit there and think like, oh man, only black people can come to do this evil. This must be a black people thing. No, it's human. It's human, actually. It's gonna happen with any color, any race. But people are gonna make it about race because, well, hey, just had to be a white and a black guy, huh? Just had to be. Shoot, if it was an Asian and an Indian, man, this shit would have just got swept under the rug.
So somebody that is willing and able to carry out a vicious attack like that does not belong in our society. He should not be going to college.
Yeah, Cap Hunter. But the thing is, they said that Christian and white people are the best thing. And now he broke down his, remember, he broke down his lineage. He's they both broke down their lineage, by the way. They basically called themselves Nick Fuentes. So yeah, they had a little bit of Hispanic in them, but they were predominantly white and Christian. And like they say white people and Christians are the best thing on earth. It's in their manifesto. So I guess shout out to white people and Christians.
College. He should not be living a life, making a family of his own, having kids, God forbid. He belongs in a cage or under the ground. And that's it for people like that.
I mean, in a cage for sure. And like I said, this is a one-off moment, bro. You're acting like the man's an effing serial killer. Like he was just going around murdering innocent white boys or something. Like, dog, chill. It was a one-off event, probably done within an emotional moment. And this is a kid's first crime, and you're asking for the death penalty. Like, Jesus, bro, calm down the bloodlust.
The only reason they sentenced him to 35 years with the possibility of parole is because he was charged as a minor, and so he's ineligible for a life sentence.
Well, charged as a minor, and this is his first offense, bro, and he's also shown remorse. So let's be real. If he was out there and this was his third time stabbing somebody or assaulting somebody, but this was the first time it ended up in death, he's in the courtroom going like, gang, fuck that nigga, man, I'll do it again, smoking on dead ops. Then yeah, sure, send him to jail for life. But that wasn't it though. That was not it whatsoever. First offense, showed remorse, and he's a minor. So yeah, they're gonna take it easy on him
without parole. But I think that's ultimately what he deserves. But I want to add on to this. So, like I said at the beginning, this is the bare minimum. It's a relief that in this case, justice was done. The killer was found guilty. He's going to prison. He's facing accountability, as he should.
Yeah, as he should.
I actually saw there was...
No, I agree. As he should. He should go to jail for that 17 to 35 years. He should. He committed a crime. And he had a terrible defense for it. And I don't even agree with his defense for doing so. So, yeah, I do believe he should go to jail for a long time. Think about his action. He might go to jail, become a better person, turn to Christ or turn to Islam. You never know. And, you know, come out being a more productive member of society. And then there you go. He can repent.
Was one right-wing TikToker who's not a big fan of mine, this fat-headed doofus. He went on TikTok grinning and smiling like an idiot, and he goes, Karmelo Anthony was found guilty. Ha ha, this is great. And you go, you're celebrating the bare minimum? Some sociopathic killer murders a white person, goes to jail.
Bare minimum? I mean, bro, come on, Nick. Come on. Bare minimum? Bare minimum would be like 2 to 10 years, dog. Bare minimum would have been the 20 years if they'd actually no. Bare minimum would be like 10 years. Actually, remember they could have sentenced him to 2. That's the bare minimum, Nick. They kind of maxed out a little bit. Well, never mind. In this case, the maximum would be life. But let's be real though. They could have went lower than 35. They could have just gave him 25. They could have gave him 15. So come on, dog. You're being a bit petty.
Jail. You're hooting and hollering. You're saying hip, hip, hooray. Why? It's a horrible situation that this is going on because this happens all the time. This now happens with regularity, that white people are out there in the world living their lives, riding the subway, at the high school football practice, at the airport, in an Uber, at a bar, wherever, when they are suddenly and viciously attacked, have their lives permanently altered or ended forever by these maniacs with nothing to lose. You're celebrating he was found guilty and put in jail? You should be angry.
Huh?
That's the bare minimum.
Jesus, bro. It's like, like I said, apparently he wanted execution, like bare minimum. Like I said, the bare minimum, remember, it was what, like 5 years to life. The bare minimum could have been that 5 years exactly. Then y'all really would have been sick. Because then bro would have been out on parole in 2.5 years. And y'all really would have been losing y'all shit. So calm down, Nick. You will be okay. They will be okay, guys. Come on, Anthony. All right, well, let's hear the other side's argument. and why this is a gross miscarriage of justice. Whoops, hold on here.
5 track meet incident in which he stabbed Austin Metcalf. Now, straight away, I'm going to say it. Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder out there in Collin County, Texas, after the 2025 track meet incident in which he stabbed Austin Metcalf. Now, straight away, I'm going to say it. This was a gross miscarriage of justice. Gross miscarriage of justice. This was not murder. Whether you believe the stabbing was right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Let's talk about what the law says. The law says that you must intentionally or knowingly cause someone's death.
I know he didn't get hit with murder; he got hit with manslaughter. So they're not saying that he had an intent to do. They're not saying that he just woke up with the intent to go out there and kill Austin. So no.
This refers to when you get up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm gonna go take this man's life. When you pull out a gun, you shoot him, you're trying to rob him, carjack him, something like that. That's a murder. Manslaughter is when you do something reckless that causes someone to lose their life, like playing with a gun, it goes off and then somebody gets shot. Neither of those things happen here. So it wasn't even manslaughter. It's not even like, oh, well, give him manslaughter. Nah, this was self-defense. This is not guilty. Self-defense says you must reasonably believe that you are at risk of great bodily harm or death. Now, if you're 5'8", 130 pounds, here comes Austin Metcalf, 6 foot tall, 215 pounds, and it's his brother and maybe 2 more people. You feel like you're in danger. You're at.
Yeah, but you're at a school though. It's not like you're in the streets. You're not like you're away from protection. Like he could have just got up. Think about it. Honestly, he could have just got up and ran in the other direction and got a teacher. We could have just did what they said and they'd have left him alone. But no, he stood there and just said, bring it on, basically.
Risk. That's self-defense. Just like with Trayvon Martin, Zimmerman said, I was getting beat up too much by Trayvon Martin. So I had to pull my gun and shoot him, and he beat it. There's been countless cases like this, and it wouldn't matter the color. If it was 2 black kids attacking little white boy, and then he takes one of their life, oh well, because you can't go putting your hands on people. You can't go assaulting people and then claim to be the victim. I don't know where they do that at. I don't know what part of the country you guys are in, what part of the world you guys are in.
I'm weak. Like, dog, I don't know part of the world you in right now. You don't even got it all the way correct. It's like the problem is, like I said, he got hit with manslaughter.
Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of
not murder, manslaughter. Difference. Let's see here.
At this point, what? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin.
No, he had the option to walk away. He didn't do it.
I hear.
What do you want us to do?
Walk away.
What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for words. I don't know.
No, that's the thing. Bro didn't walk away. What do you be what we want you to do? Though that's still what we're telling y'all. Y'all don't listen. Y'all niggas is ignorant. Y'all don't fucking listen to y'all hard-headed. Like we tell y'all what the fuck to do, and you still don't do it. And then you want to pretend like you did do it. Like, nigga, no, I'm done. I'm done.
I have an opinion here. I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
Just like Karmelo was doing. I'm glad you just said that. That's what Karmelo was doing. Protecting his motherfucking self.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
Okay.
My bar, actually. So you're from the motherland, born in Africa. Hold on. Ethiopia. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. Black people are not exclusively from America. They're from all over the world. All over the world. They're from Africa, Australia, Great Britain, not just from America. Oh, that's a death threat. That's a death threat, right? Get on video. That's a death threat.
What did he say?
He said I'm going to do this to you. What does that mean? Huh? I'm from Africa. I'm blacker than all of you. By far, actually.
There's 15 scientists who are missing or dead, and these are just the ones that have friends and family. Let's be honest, scientists usually roll a little bit solo, you know. There's probably others who are like, oh, that guy's gone. I forgot about that guy. Most notable case, an Air Force general. He went missing from his house in New Mexico, which is probably not a safe place to live if you're trying to get away from aliens. He left his keys, his wallet, his phone, who does that, and his prescription glasses. And I know you're like, was he wearing contacts? No, motherfucker. Glasses, people, back me up. I'm wearing contacts right now. You do not leave your house without your glasses, your contacts, or LASIK, okay? I would rather be dead than leave the house without my glasses, which means this guy either got snatched up out his house or he knew the aliens were gonna help him see. It was one of those two things. Now here's the even weirder part. He left with a gun and no glasses. No sight, all bullets. Pop, 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 pop. Maybe he was applying for ice. I don't know. And then they found his clothes a mile away from his house. Basically, he's out there naked with a gun somewhere, right? Which maybe that's what the aliens are into. I don't know. Maybe that's what happens when the aliens are like, meet me around the corner. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna come with a jacket. And my phone's like, you know the rules, buddy. You bring your Glock and you take off your pants. We want to see Glocks and Glocks out here. Because maybe it's like they beam you up and like that's what they need for like the magnet or something like that. They know what's the metal in the gun. So he's like, take me. Then a scientist disappeared while she was hiking with her friends. One of her friends just like went around the corner to take a piss and came back and she was gone. Only her hat was left there. The weirdest part about this, the police came and they brought dogs. They followed her scent and it ended at the hat, which only can mean.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. Had some technical difficulties back here. But let's get right back to it, though. Sorry, man. But, these guys wilding out over this case is embarrassing, honestly. It's embarrassing. It's definitely embarrassing. Goal 1.3 million. They raised 600,000 and gave this young man a very, very they gave him a public defender. I'm like, maybe they'd have spent a little bit more on defense. They'd have did better.
I'm saying that because I want to. Lives don't matter. Fuck white lives. How about that? I'm saying that because I want to play these games. Y'all want to play these crackhead games, so I'm gonna play them. Fuck white lives. How about that? I hate white people. I like pussy.
Man, and Hanger breeded out of nothing but straight ignorance, really, for the law and of the situation. Like I said, it's like these guys, it's killing me how people are being radicalized by this, because there's nothing to be radicalized about. This would be a moment of, how do we hold our community accountable? Why did Austin Metcalf, why did Karmelo Anthony think that was a okay thing to do? Like, maybe we should do a little bit of a psychological, dissection of that. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're missing something here. We're missing the point, and we're missing it. We're missing the point. Instead, we're being outraged over nothing, in my opinion. Like, I just don't see it. I really don't understand what's there to be outraged about. Like, it went exactly how it was supposed to go. Like, how did you niggas think this was going to end? I really want to know. All right, let's hear it from you then.
I set a boundary is because white people still see us as their property. Oh, yeah, even though we're not. I'm going to go ahead and say the shit that y'all scared to say about this verdict today. The reason why Austin felt so comfortable putting his hand on Karmelo, even though Karmelo has set a boundary, is because white people still see us as their property. Oh, yeah. Well,
what about the boundary that he said? He said, get up out my seat. That's my boundary. I need you out my seat. You need to get up out of here. And Karmelo said, F all that. And he invited him to, I guess, attack him. And then Karmelo ended up attacking him with a knife. Like, y'all don't even have the story correct. And then the story that they do have in their head is just painted as, white man oppressor, white man victimizing black man once again. It's like they just have this image painted in their head, or have this like storyline already written out in their head of how this went out. And it's wrong. That's not how that played out. Like, trust me, if it did, I'd be on y'all side.
Yeah, even though we're not in slavery, they still look at us as their property, honey. The fact that we even want to set up a boundary to them, that's us having audacity for trying to have bodily autonomy. And we already know Caucasians are curious creatures. So they're going to test the limits. They're going to poke the bear. They're going to push the button. And they're going to cross the line every damn time. And it's always going to start off small as a little microaggression, like mispronouncing your name, not calling you by your title. Then all of a sudden it starts to get physical.
I mean, white people are pretty curious people, though. Like, come on now. That was funny.
Even though they put their hands on us first, even though they pressed our buttons first, we will always be seen as the aggressor. We will always be the villain, not the victim. Because let me tell you why. Because being black and existing is a form of resistance to these white supremacists.
Oh my God. No, bro. Being black and existing is honestly not resisting these white supremacists. Being black and educated is, being black and well-spoken is, I mean, being black and I don't know, like good with your hands is, you know, being black and not being a stereotypical nigga is, that's beating the white supremacists. This BS you doing right here with the victim mentality, you're doing exactly what they want you to do. They're literally sitting there in their ivory tower somewhere with millions of dollars just laughing at your dumb ass and your victim mindset. Like, yes, they're still focused on the white man while we sit there and drain all their resources. Yes, it's like you stupid ass niggas.
Every system that they set in place was meant for us to fail, but yet we have prevailed. We still find joy, even though we're faced with injustice. We still find hope when things are hopeless. Let me say this in closing.
I swear to God, everybody want to be a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. Well, none of y'all can be Malcolm X, but everybody want to be a Martin Luther King, social justice warrior ass, Dr. Umar Wakanda ass nigga. That's all everybody want to be out here. No substance or anything like that. Just really no information, not really speaking off any facts, just speaking off emotions and just trying to sound inspirational. But instead, you sound like a misinformed dumbass. But all right, though, I guess we're going to go ahead and end it on this one, guys. Oh, yeah, make sure to follow me on X as well. Yeah, I know we're also live on X. So make sure to follow me there. Appreciate the support, guys. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Noah! Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry!
Larry, you can't just...
Larry! Oh, are you all right? How did...
Larry!